Ladies, I have a very fun video. It is a get ready with me, but I'm going to take you through skincare, makeup, and a hair tutorial. And it stems from so many of you were asking for a hair tutorial, and I haven't done one in a really long time. So let's get going, and we're going to go with the most important step, and that's skincare first. Today's video is sponsored by Agency, and I'm thrilled to share a skincare line that doesn't fight aging. It works with it. Because we all know that growing older isn't a flaw, it's a privilege. But I have to share, no one prepared me for how complicated skincare gets after 50. And the shelves are crowded. The promises louder, and my skin changing by the month. I wanted something personalized, effective, without the 12-step chaos. And that's when I discovered Agency. It starts with a quick skin quiz and a few photos. So you just snap them, just little selfies on your phone, and you just send those in. And from there, a licensed dermatology provider reviews your concerns and creates a prescription. I love that. Prescription formula tailored to you. Your routine ships straight to your door. I also love that. And evolves as your skin does, because you do have frequent check-ins. So this is what I'm using currently after my skin quiz. So first up is Future Formula, and that's this one right here. And this is a prescription blend that helps reduce fine lines. It also smooths your texture and evens out your skin tone. And it's personalized to my needs. And it also has, I never say this right, tretinoin. And so I have 0.015% tretinoin in here. That's what really is the secret ingredient. And as I said, it's personalized to my needs. So next, dark spot formula, because I do have dark spots from all that skin damage that I inflicted on myself when I was a teenager. So this is their dark spot formula. And again, it is a targeted treatment designed to visibly fade dark spots and discoloration, revealing a more even, radiant complexion. And I love that. So next up is, and I use this in the morning and at night. So this is the Cloud Care Cream Oil Cleanser. And it's a creamy cleanser. I love that. And it transforms to an oil, and it gently removes my makeup. I love that, especially at night, and impurities, while leaving my skin soft and balance. So important. And last, so this is our moisturizer. So they call it the Cloud Care Weightless Whipped Moisturizer. And what I love about this is it's light as air. It's deeply hydrating. So important, because that is one of the issues that I have after menopause is drier skin. So but it also is fast absorbing, and it keeps my skin plumped and protected without a greasy finish. And those are the things that I really look for in a skincare. So even skin tone, radiance. I mean, you just want that dewy glow and hydration. Those are all key things that I look for in a skincare company, and Agency really delivers. And I've been using these formulas for, 4 weeks, although, full disclosure, I do share a lot of skincare with you because I do test a lot of products out, but I was using this faithfully about 3 years ago and really love it. It's definitely a line that I come back to time and time again, so I was really very happy when they reached out to me again. And one of the things that I notice most is that my skin looks more even and it feels firmer, and bonus, the routine takes less than 5 minutes, and that's very important to me too. I just don't like complicated. I don't like complicated skincare, and I don't like complicated makeup, and I don't even like complicated hairstyles. I mean, I like everything like super easy. So if you're ready to simplify your routine with skincare that actually works, use my link below, and we always link everything down below, to get a special offer on your first Agency box. And yes, so I just will mention that a subscription is required, and it is also subject to a consultation, and that comes after your skincare quiz. So again, everything is linked down below, but if you just want an easy peasy skincare routine, Agency has it in spades. And we all know your skin is evolving, so your skincare should evolve with you. And with Agency, I'm not chasing youth. I'm embracing every year beautifully. So after my skincare is applied, and again, I will just give a really big plug for Agency and skincare in general, because when you really take care of your skin, you really have that flawless canvas. I mean, it's not flawless, but you have a really great canvas to work with. And that's really what your face is with makeup. So skincare on, and then I always get a lot of questions about SPF. So my esthetician introduced me to Eminence. And I know that some Hollywood stars use this. I'm pretty sure that Nicole Kidman does. And anyway, I really like this. So it's fluid, and it's, you know, just comes out like this. And then you just, you know, just put it on. And this is the last step before I start putting my makeup on. So, and I've got a little shiner here on my forehead. I bumped, I was working in my basement, and I have this one slope on my basement, and I turned around really fast and just boing, I hit the slope. I just misjudged the distance. But anyway, now it's turning into a really nice little bruise there. But I digress, because we're getting ready to put my makeup on. And so this is really a look. It's not necessarily a summertime look. This is really an all year kind of a look. So, and I'll walk you through, you know, the products step by step, but this is a makeup look that I can wear in the summer, fall, winter, spring. Doesn't really make any difference at all. So I have my SPF on, and it is an SPF of 30. And then I always start with, so I use primers. So I like a primer on my face, and I have a primer on my eye. The primer on my eye is really important because, and this is a MAC Painterly pot, or just Painterly, but it's very important for your eyes because it really helps the pigmentation of the eyeshadow be true to its original color. And then again, it just keeps your eyeshadow looking very fresh for a very long time. So I always put that on, never skip that step. And I never skip a primer either for my skin, because there again, it will just help my makeup stay on, you know, especially if I'm filming, if I'm doing like a lot of work. I want my makeup to really look good for a long period of time. So, and I just use my fingers for both of these. So there you go. So, moving along, so I do my eyes first. I didn't always used to do my eyes first, but a few years ago, I switched my steps around to incorporate my eyes, because if there's any fallout, then I can easily wipe it up before I put my foundation on. So today I'm using Fenty, and this is Bomb Posse. So these are it's very much a neutral set. A lot of coppers, browns, pinks, and so that's what I'm going to go with. And so I will get a flat brush first. And so here's my flat brush. So I'm going to go with the lightest color. And there again, we'll link everything. But then we will have the titles where I will take you through like what color exactly I'm using. So I just go with the lightest color first, and then I apply that all over my lid, top and bottom, again with the flat brush. Okay, and then next I'm going to come with a round brush. So here's my round brush, and then I've really been liking this. It's very much a terracotta, so I've been going with that. So I just take that on my round brush, tap it off, and then I just use that in the crease like that, and then I just use a windshield wiper, back and forth, back and forth. And really my secret, because I always let you know I am no makeup artist, but I have been doing my makeup for 50 years. So I have learned a few things, but blending is just the most important step for me, especially if I get too heavy-handed. I try not to get too heavy-handed because it's easier to add rather than subtract. So that's really what I try to do. And then I'm going to go in with this coppery color right here. And then I have another small flat brush. So we'll get that on. And then I just put that in the corner of my eye on both. And then I'm going to grab that round brush again that I used for the crease. And then I'm just going to, there again, I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. And blend some more. Okay, so I have that on. And then I'm going to go on with a eyeliner. So this is Noir, I believe it is. So it's black. And there again, I'll link it down below. So this is a Pixie. And I like Pixie because it's a very smudgeable eyeliner. There are several that I like, but I do like Pixie quite a bit. And it's also easy on the budget. And I like smudgeable eyeliners because, I mean, I don't do the wing. I don't do anything special. I just really want it to like highlight my eye, make it pop a little bit. So then I'll come along again with the flat brush, and then I will just kind of blend that in a little bit. And, you know, sometimes I get a little, you know, it's not going quite against my eyelash line. But there again, that's where blending really comes in. Okay. So I have that. So I see that this side's a little bit thicker. So there again, I'm going to add rather than subtract. So I can just come along and kind of match that up over here. I didn't really mean to do that, but that's what happens sometimes with me. So we just kind of get a little crazy. So anyway, we will even that out. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go with my foundation. In the summertime, I do like a light foundation. So this is Laura Mercier. This is her tinted moisturizer. It is just the best. I think it's just so light and airy. I recently partnered with Merit, and I also like Merit quite a bit for that very reason. You just feel like you don't have any makeup on, and that's just the best feeling in the world. So I'm going to come along with my IT Cosmetics brushes. They're my favorite brushes. And we're just going to come along and dab that tinted moisturizer, and then I'm just going to blend. We are going to blend. All right, there we go. So I have that in place, and then I'm going to come along and put my eyebrows on, and then I use a volumizer for my lashes. So first I'm going to take my eyelash curler, and I just crimp my eyelashes like so, and then so I swear by this. So this is Subversion. I've shared this many, many times. So it's a volumizer for your lashes because there again, as we age, our lashes just tend to be very, they just tend to wimp out on us. They just really do. They're not as thick. They're not as full. They're not as long. But we have things that will help with that. And I truly believe in Subversion. So I have that. So then I'm going to go to my eyebrows because I think eyebrows are really important. So this, honestly, it's my very favorite. I try a lot of different eyebrow pencils and gels and things like that. But Gimme Brow is from Benefits is hands down my favorite. And this is in Cool Gray. So I use a gel first. And it really kind of comes along and helps tame my eyebrows as well. I really love gels, but I will come along and I'll put a pencil on too because the gel grabs the hair that's already there. But if I need to make my eyebrows a little bit longer, that's where the pencil will come in because at the very end, they're just a little sparse. So I'll just come along and then we'll just extend that out a little bit. There we go. And if I see that there's anything else that needs to be like emphasized a little bit, I'll come along and do that. Okay, So eyebrows on. So on to the next step, which is blush. And again, one of my all-time favorite blushes is NARS Orgasm. It's just a universal blush that works with every complexion. I mean, again, one of my favorites, just a go-to. Even though, I mean, I do love creams, especially as I age, but this is a tried and true, and you just cannot go wrong. So I'll just dab my little blush brush, and then I'll just come along. And then I start at the apples of my eye, and then I just kind of go up. Okay? So there again, I just try to keep a soft hand, and then if I need to add, you know, I can come back and then add. But that's a start. So this is Jane Iredale, and this is a bronzer. I love this brand. And I'll open it up so you can see. It's a really nice little compact too. So I'll come along with a slanted brush with a bronzer, and then you can see it's multi-tone here. So I just kind of come along and swipe that. And I come along underneath my blush. I'll come along my nose, and then maybe just slightly over the top. Like that. Yeah. But Jane Iredale, if you haven't tried this brand out, really, and I think I have her lip gloss that I'm going to share, but I've used her eyeshadow, haven't used her blush, love her lipstick and her lip gloss, but anyway, and her eyeshadow is really good too. So now that I have my face on, and I'm going to come along, I mostly have my eyes together, but I don't have my mascara on. So that's one of the last steps. So this is, again, I've shared this 2 gazillion times, one of my favorites, and this is Better Than Sex mascara, and this is black. And I usually come along with 2 coats. So I'll just come along and I try to, like, you know, squiggle a little bit at the base. And then I'll just lightly swipe my lower lash. And looks like I need a new tube of mascara. I think I'm scraping the barrel here. But there again, I just try to get as much as I can on each go round. Okay, there we go. So I'll put the next coat on in just a minute, because now I'm going to do my lips. So I have a lip liner. So I used to have Chanel, and they discontinued it. It was like a nude. I absolutely loved it. But don't you hate it when they discontinue your favorite product? I never know why they do. But I do like Charlotte Tilbury, and this is Pillow Talk. So we'll come along and do that. And I just usually do the Cupid bow. And part of my lower lip. I don't really line the whole lip anymore. Okay, so that's on. So then, this is MAC, and I love MAC lipsticks too. They're very affordable. They have 2 gazillion shades. So this is Brick O La. And it's just a nice color. It's, I like it paired with the Jane Iredale lip gloss. So there we go. And I'll just come along and just kind of smooth it out a little bit with my ring finger. Or you can even, you know, blot it with a Kleenex like my mom used to do back in the day. So then I'm going to do one more mascara. And then I'll put my lip gloss on. And I see I got a little mascara on my nose. I usually just let it dry, and then I'll just come along with a Q-tip and just take it off. But I don't have a Q-tip right now, but there we go. Okay, lip gloss, and then I'll show you the end product with my hair, everything. And one reason why I like to add a lip gloss on top is just it really moisturizes, hydrates my lips. That's very important to me. So hang on and I'll be back with the entire look. So the last step in getting ready with me is my hair. And I had some recent requests for a hair tutorial. I recently got it cut. I mean, I've had it short, mostly short, since you've all known me, except during COVID, and then it did get a little bit longer. But I switched stylists, and I really like my new stylist, like quite a bit. His name is Shane, and he's here in Athens. And so anyway, after I had my haircut, I had several of you ask for a tutorial. So we're going to start with that. And honestly, it's like skincare. You know, skincare is the most important step before your makeup. But your hair, honestly, it's the haircut. You have just got to invest in a really great stylist. They make all the difference in the world, I'm telling you. I've had good haircuts and I've had bad haircuts. You've seen me with some doozy haircuts, and I really much prefer myself with a good haircut. So anyway, that's just, you know, from my heart, from me to you, just invest in a stylist. They're just worth every penny. But anyway, so great haircuts, very important. And then some good products. So I like this argan oil. This is from Hair Biology. I've partnered with them like 2 gazillion times. And this really just smooths, really just helps, especially in the Georgia humidity. So I just put that through my hair. I just really have like one pump. And as I said, it smooths and it shines. It's really good. And then I'll show you what I finish up with. Moroccan oil, light hairspray, which is really great. And this is Pureology. This is a paste that really, you know, helps to keep my hair a little bit textured. So what I do, especially when I have short hair, it's called directional drying. So really, I'm just using my hands. And so I'm just going to go back and forth like this, and the back, like that. And then at the very end, I'll come along. So this is a ceramic round brush. This is Olivia Garden. And again, we'll have everything linked down below if you're interested. And I'll come along, especially like on certain parts of my hair, like, you know, right here at the crown. I'll kind of lift that up a little bit and, you know, and then just smooth anything out. But mostly it's just my hands. So let's get going. So here's my hair after it's dried, and I do use a Dyson blow dryer. I use that like 90% of the time. I do switch out, and every once in a while I just won't even use a hair dryer at all. But so this is what it looks like. So now I'm just going to come along with a paste, and this is just this is what my stylist always tells me I need to do. So I just do a little bit because I also, again, don't like to be heavy-handed. But we just like a little bit of texture in my hair, just to kind of keep it separated and, you know, just keep it kind of from looking like one big blob. So that's what this paste does. And then I'll just come along and then I'll just slightly put some Moroccan oil in it. I also like this. I'll kind of lift and separate too. Just a little bit. It's also very light. Even though it says strong, it just really has a light finish. So there you go. That is my 3-step get ready with me. Skincare, again, so important. And thank you, agency, for sponsoring this video. And I also want to thank all of you for supporting the brands that sponsor me, because that just really helps me bring better content to you. And so definitely, skincare is the most important step. Then makeup and I went through all of the steps with you. And then here, there you go. But there again, I will just reiterate, invest in a good stylist. They will be your best friend. Okay, ladies, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, give me a like. Leave a comment down below. I love to hear your thoughts. Other viewers do too. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.